If you've been alive for any period of time, and I presume you have, you know that no leader strives to be known as artificial or to lack influence. That said, what does it mean to be the real deal? And what's the point of it anyway? Simply put, there is a return on influence. You gain other people's commitment instead of their compliance. And what this does is prevents self-serving behaviors and, even worse, indifference toward your leadership. You'll elevate everyone's performance, including your own, which means you'll create a culture of growth and accountability and self-motivation. You'll interface beautifully with the world. By being centered and genuine and understood, you are free from unintended, costly communication misfires. And there's another thing. You don't waste time being exhaustingly faux or anxious or overpowering. Now, the question you may be asking yourself is, how do I know if I'm the real deal? I've spent the past several years, actually a decade, working with thousands of leaders and their teams, uncovering the root causes of why some people are very influential and why others fail to reach their potential. After studying all of this, a pattern emerged. A pattern of three very distinct disciplines that I believe every leader needs in order to be the real deal. Let's start with the first. Discipline number one, inner presence. This is how you experience yourself. Your inner presence determines whether you are open or closed towards connecting with other people. If you are centered, think of it like this. Others feel it. They share their intellectual and their emotional bandwidth with you. If not, they feel like they're going to close you out, which robs you of the honest and impartial input that you need to make executive decisions. So, inner presence, if it's centered, here you go. But if it's off-centered, either anxiety or narcissism are likely to hold you back from being the real deal. Discipline number two, outer presence. This is how others experience you. Contrary to popular belief, it is not what you look like. Your presence is how you make people feel. Sometimes this is referred to as executive presence, but what it is it determines whether people trust you, whether they give you priority status, and it allows them to change their minds and actions. Conversely, though, it leads others to distrust you, to reject your ideas, no matter how much merit your ideas may have. If your outer presence is not centered here, you'll either project a facade or a shadow, which prevents others from seeing you as the real deal. Discipline number three is communication presence. I'd like you to think of this as a bridge between how you experience yourself and how others experience you. This bridge, all right? It's an on-point approach to conveying messages from you, making contributions to others in a mutually meaningful way. That leads to ideal outcomes. If your communication presence is not here, if it's not centered, you may be too quiet or you may be too long-winded, and either of those can hold you back from being the real deal. So, here is the real deal sequence. Centered inner presence transforms your outer presence, and a centered outer presence transforms how people respond to your communications. Centered communications triggers positive results. So here's the bottom line. The real deal leads to real leadership, real influence, and real results. I'm Connie Deacon. Thanks for watching.